welcome to, or maybe welcome back to, my closets. I did a closet clean out a couple months ago this past winter, but I am here again doing another one with a different perspective. That one was more of a winter spring cleaning closet clean out. This time we are moving in less than a month, so I want to take a look at this closet with that perspective, just knowing that I'm going to be packing up in a couple weeks and just understanding if every item in here is something that I actually want to put in a box, pack and unpack, or if it's time to get rid of it in some way. So I'm gonna go for both sides of the closet. This is my boyfriend's side and then that's my side. So we're just gonna give both sides a deep clean, and I think we're gonna start with the classic. We're gonna take everything out and then we're gonna see what we have. So just so you can see what we're working with, again, this is my boyfriend's side. He has his clothes hanging there, and then we keep our laundry baskets here. Luckily I did all of our clothing laundry recently, and then that one's for like baskets and towels. So we do have some in there right now, but not really a big deal. Then there's some purses and like other things up top, and then we have built-in shelves with like some clothes that aren't in the dresser. And then on my side, there is everything. I have like some boxes and stuff at the bottom, and then I have 2 rows of clothes hanging, and then some of my stuff in the built-in. So yeah, let's start with taking everything out of here. I also watched like 3 closet cleanouts today, so I'm feeling highly motivated to get this done. Confession, I love watching closet cleanouts. One of my favorites. I guess I should pay attention to something I did a couple months ago. I put the hangers backwards, so anything I didn't wear is facing the wrong way. So maybe I'll take a look at that really quick before I take everything out and pile it on my bed. This is like, I think this is see-through, and I need to try it on and see if it is or isn't. So yeah, that method that I'm mentioning where you put the hangers facing backwards, I did that back this winter, but then I kind of messed it up when I brought out all my spring clothes, so not sure how accurate it is at this point. All right, I just don't know if I'm like not in the mood to like declutter or something, but I only pulled a couple of items. So I'm just gonna focus on really just cleaning the closet more in this video. Let's take everything out like I originally planned. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyways. We're just gonna focus on cleaning out the closet, and you know, if we run into some things that we ultimately want to declutter, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So now I'm just taking everything out from my 2 racks of clothing here. Fun fact about this closet, when we first moved in, for some odd reason, I thought I would want my boyfriend's side, who only has 1 rack of hangers, or 1 rack for his clothing there, and I thought that because some of my stuff is longer, so I was like, okay, I want it to have more room to hang, but that didn't make any sense. He has less stuff than me, so kind of worked out with the side that I'm on. So you can like see the dust there. It is a little dusty on the ground, and then there's also like, I guess this is from maybe like black clothing or just black fabric rubbed off on the wall, so I think I'm going to take a magic eraser on that. But let me get everything out from the top row, and then we still have the built-ins and then some stuff on my side of the ground. So here we go, taking everything out from this side of the closet. This is just like miscellaneous stuff, and I actually found 2 picture frames in here with pictures that I had totally forgotten that we had. They were just kind of collecting dust in there, and the reason I didn't put them up is because I just felt that they wouldn't match with the aesthetic that I was going for in this apartment. But ultimately this apartment doesn't really have an aesthetic. I am terrible at interior design, and I don't really know what the vision was. The vision was lost. The vision for those photos were sitting at the bottom of the closet. So kind of fun to find that, and I'm gonna not put them back in the closet because I want them to be packed up with other decorations for when we move here. As we kind of get to the bottom of these built-ins here, I'm getting a little nervous because the last time I found mouse poop here. Oh man, I think this is a mouse poop. and I don't want to find that again. I'm hoping after the last time that I cleaned it, there's no more mice, but yeah, I'm gonna be really careful. These two are probably gonna be the last things that I take out. Yeah, that mouse poop incident was terrifying. So I had seen at least 2 mice while living here. One of them came out directly from the HVAC storage door in this apartment, and I swear it came out from underneath the space underneath the door, and it looked at me, and then I looked back at it, and then it went right back to where it came from. Like we saw each other. That was all that needed to be done. Nothing else needed to be said. No words were exchanged. It just needed to go back. Okay, so right now maybe I'm feeling some form of regret. This is a lot of stuff, I'm realizing, but I think it's important to go through this before making the move. But oh my goodness, if you guys didn't know, we only have one closet here, so that's why so much stuff lives in this single closet. But this is crazy. I probably haven't seen this empty since I moved in, so this will be good. I keep telling myself this will be good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to Swiffer the floors with a dry Swiffer, just in the off chance that there is any mouse poop. I don't want to be like vacuuming it up or anything like that. And then we're going to give everything a good wipe down. Honestly, I often forget about the power of a dry Swiffer wipe. I used it a couple months back to clean off my walls, just kind of dusting the walls literally, but I always forget to use it on my floors. For some reason, I just like to use my rag and floor cleaner sometimes, but yeah, it works really well for just getting a bunch of dust up on your walls, on your floors, wherever you need it. Next, I sprayed some of the Lysol multi-purpose spray on those built-ins and also a little bit on the ground / baseboard. I don't really know if you're supposed to do that, but those baseboards were kind of dusty, and in the moment, it seemed like the right thing to do. Had to use one of these chairs that was in storage for wiping the top of this shelving here. And then I know you can't see it that well, but wiping the top of the built-in, it was so dusty. I was so scared of all the dust particles flying everywhere. So yeah, that wasn't fun. I almost wish I wore a mask for that. But like I mentioned, there was kind of black scuffing on particularly the left side of the wall, and it was most likely from fabric, from clothes, some type of dye just kind of rubbing off on the wall. So I took a magic eraser and it did a pretty good job of getting that up. I try to be pretty cautious about scrubbing too hard. I don't want the paint to come off or damage the wall or anything. But that, in combination with some of this Method all-purpose cleaner, it did a great job of getting that scuffing out. I also did the same on my side of the closet, although my side did not have those black marks. Still, there were some marks and just kind of wear and tear on the wall, so I gave that a good cleaning. So it has been getting warmer around here, but this process made me so hot and sweaty just from all of the hobo grease and just movement that goes into really deep cleaning a space. Yeah, I was pretty sweaty at the end of this. So even though I already went over the built-ins with the Lysol spray, I just wanted to give it another spray just with my Method all-purpose cleaner. Just love this stuff, love just using it everywhere, and I just wanted to give everything kind of a second wipe down, a second pass, if you will. And still no mouse poop. I'm making sure to check those paper towels. So these folding chairs are like fabric, kind of. They're cushiony. So since they kind of got some dust from sitting in the closet, I wanted to give them a quick vacuuming with my Dyson crevice tool. And I also took that same tool to the closet and worked on the baseboards a little bit. And then I took the soft dusting tool and also vacuumed up the closet, focusing here on the corners where kind of cobwebs could have formed, edges of the wall, stuff like that. And then I took the regular motor head on the Dyson V15 and vacuumed up the floors of the closet. Okay, so this is probably the cleanest the closet has ever been. Got up as much of that black scuffing as I could. The floor has been wiped down and vacuumed. I tried to get like this stuff out as best I can, along with like the corners of what is this? Like the baseboard things, and then this thing here. And then this has gotten a good clean. There's so much dust up there. I think it's looking pretty good. And now I just want to be pretty deliberate about how I'm putting stuff back in. I think the first thing I'm going to start with is the backpacks and bags. As Marie Kondo would do, she would put the bags into other bags. So let's kind of start with that. Yeah, I read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up about maybe 3 years ago, maybe 2020 was when I read it. And I definitely saved a lot of quotes from that book, but one of the things I particularly remember from that reading experience was that Marie suggested to put bags inside of other bags. So that's exactly what I'm doing. It did save some shelf space at the end of the day, and I think it'll be helpful for the moving process to know where the backpacks are and the bags are, so that we can use them when packing more delicate items like electronics or just things that we may want to bring over to the new place ourselves. If you're wondering why we have 2 laundry baskets, one is for like blankets, whites, and towels, and the other one is for clothes. So you can kind of get an idea of how much stuff is really sprawled out on the floors here. And I'm just kind of going through each item one by one and making sure they're being put into the appropriate space. I also went through the spare socks that we have. That's when I see like a single sock in the laundry, and I put them all into a bag. And then every once in a while, I'll go to that bag and sort them out, find their matching pairs. So these bottom 2 shelves are mine. On the very bottom, I keep jeans, and then the other shelf, I keep hoodies, sweatshirt type materials that I don't like to hang. So everything fit all nice and snug back into there. And now we're going to deal with this huge clothing pile that is on the bed. I'm going to start by putting away all of my clothes. And there's a little bit of method to this madness here. They're sorted out by clothing type, so tank top, sleeveless, short sleeve band shirts on the bottom rack. Then on the top rack, I put short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, workwear clothing, like my blazers and button-ups, and then dresses. And then in each subcategory, I sort them kind of by color. So keeping the black and the white together, and then the other colors, they're not following like a Roy G. Biv per se. There is some type of pattern going on, like all the greens and the blues will be next to each other, and then the pinks and the reds. And I don't have a ton of colors in my clothing, so it's not like this was a crazy task. Honestly, half my clothing is black or white, so not too crazy to do, but this is just my preferred way to hang my clothing. I know some people may put all of their clothing color-coded, no matter what type of clothing it is, but I just prefer to have things hung up by the category and then kind of niche down into their color, so that when I know like I want to wear a short sleeve shirt, I can just easily look to that category, see what colors I have in that category, and kind of easily narrow it down from there. This one just makes sense to me. If you think there's a better way or you just hang your clothes differently, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know how you do it. And as I'm pulling these clothing items from my bed, and even from the beginning of this closet clean out when I said I wanted to keep track of the items that I technically haven't worn, I've already started piles on the edge of my bed of clothing that I already know I'm going to donate or I know that I want to try on. And we will get to the try on part a little later in this video, or if you would like to skip ahead to it, timestamps are always in the descriptions of my videos. I love putting timestamps in my videos because sometimes you just want to see a particular part of a video. I always want to try to put the timestamps in the description so that you can easily access whatever chapter that you want to at that given time. So yeah, always check my description for timestamps, all that to say. So there we go, that is all of the clothes that I've decided to hang up in the closet now, and we'll get to that other pile in a little bit. So I want to say that I stopped there and then I came back later in the night to put away my boyfriend's side of the clothing. So forgive me for the lighting here. Still trying to figure some stuff out with that, and we are dealing with a lack of natural lighting at this point since it was much later. So together we went through his clothing and had him say what he wanted to keep, what he didn't want to keep. He actually tried on some things, and let me tell you, he is way better at figuring out what he doesn't want to keep compared to me. So like if something didn't fit him in some way, he'd be like, okay, let's just donate it. Whereas with me, I'm always like, well, maybe it could like fit someday, or like I can look past this one thing, I just want to keep it. He's just way better than me, and I should honestly take notes from him on how to declutter and part with certain items of clothing. So yeah, he had about a trash bag's full worth of stuff. Not like to the brim, but it was a full bag. There was some stuff in there. Regardless, here I am putting everything away. And again, that's going to be super helpful in the move because now we're not moving with things that we don't want to have. So it all just makes sense to me to do this now as opposed to waiting when we're actually packing up the boxes. I also think it's fun he hangs some of his dress pants. I don't really have room to do that, so I guess it does help with wrinkles. It's not a bad idea at all. Then I folded some of the clothes that belong in the built-ins. I again made him go through these, and he did get rid of a couple of them. There are athletic pants / sweatpants, like long sleeve cotton shirts in there, and then all of his shorts for the upcoming summer. That's basically what lives in his built-ins. Then I went ahead and put everything away into those nice, clean, built-in shelves. And I did a couple tries with the reorganization of them. I couldn't figure out like how to split them up because he had a lot of shorts, but like then not a lot of sweatpants, but then there was a lot of shirts, so I kind of played around with it a little bit. Then a couple of his shoes belong in there, so I put those in their little cubby holes. And then in the back here, I'm actually putting winter clothes that we're not going to put in storage at this moment because he doesn't have a ton, but I just wanted to separate them out from the warmer weather clothes so he's not like reaching for them. It just made sense to me. And then he also likes all of his clothes like spaced out. That wasn't a perfectly even spacing out, but that's what I was trying to do there. So it is the next day and we're back here at the closet. I feel like sometimes it's hard to get these things done in just one day. So this is a 2-day project at the end of the day, but only a couple more things left to do. As you just saw, I put a lot of stuff away that was on the other side of the closet later at night. Went through that, got rid of a good amount of things there, which is great. And just some finishing things that I'm going to do. I'm just going to clean and wipe down the outside of the doors here, give the area another vacuum, and try on some of the clothes that I wasn't sure about / put away some of the winter things that I had. So not too much to do, but just wanted to show you that it's not realistic sometimes to get it all done in one day. So let's go ahead and finish up this project. So I am using my, again, trusty Method all-purpose spray on the outside of the doors here. Honestly, I don't wash my doors or clean my doors as often as I should. I definitely should have been doing this on a more, maybe like a quarterly or every couple of months basis, but it had been a while since I've done this. So there was a bit of dust that accumulated on them. I sprayed the doors and then I also sprayed the rag that I had to really kind of get in there, and I tried to get all of the edges, all of the kind of dust and dirt that was trapped in the edges, as well as the door handles, of course, high touch areas. Got to make sure those are cleaned. So then after that, I actually went in with a dry rag to get up all of the dust that was kind of left behind. Yeah, like I said, it had been a while since these were cleaned, so they needed that double cleansing. The wet rag, and then we had the dry rag go in here. So and then I also got kind of the edge of these baseboards there. I don't know what they're called, like the side baseboards, I guess, the molding. Anyways, here we are going through the pile of clothing that I had. As promised, I am trying on some clothing that I wasn't sure about. I don't know if I wanted to donate them. And to be honest, I ended up deciding that I do like most of this clothing. Maybe I shouldn't have tried them on. Maybe I should have just gotten rid of them. That gray shirt, I'm really not sure about. I've had that forever, but I feel like it's just like a little too awkwardly fitting for me. It's not super flattering. I have one in black and I really like it. You know, some of this stuff, like I can't remember the last time I wore it, but then I saw myself wearing it and I was like, oh, I actually like this and I can't get rid of it. You can just tell like how bored I am in some of these shots. I'm so over this. This thing I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of that white t-shirt because it was pretty see-through, and man, I just have not had a good time finding a non-see-through white t-shirt. It's just like a never-ending hunt for me, I feel like. So here I am folding some clothes. I didn't try these on per se because these are like more wintry clothes that I wanted to put away. They were just like my like early spring clothing that was still in my closet. Does anybody else's dog eat their foot like Kiki does? I think it's so cute and so funny. So there we go. We get to now finally put everything back in the closet that will be staying with us for these warmer months. So yeah, just putting everything away in their allotted category. And again, there's probably some things in there that maybe I could stand to get rid of, but for now, I liked how I looked in some of them, so I'm gonna be hanging on for them a little bit longer. But when I move, I'm definitely going to do the backwards hanger method, and I think that'll be really good for knowing what I wear in the summer as well. It's a little harder when you're dealing with like all 4 seasons, I think, because sometimes you're like, oh, I just didn't, I'll wear it next season kind of thing. Kind of tell yourself you will. And maybe you will. I'm not sure. I wanted to give the floor another quick vacuuming, just if any new dust kind of accumulated from, this whole process. Don't want to I probably undid some of my work that had been done earlier, so going back in with that Dyson V15 here. And there we have it. I'll show you the before and after of this closet here. I got rid of a bunch of boxes that were at the bottom and just, I think, organized things a lot better. It just makes more sense, just looks a lot cleaner now, and super happy with these results. I'm really glad that I took the time to get this done, and really happy that you came along for the journey with me as well. So the one thing that I didn't go through were my shoes. You may have seen those in some of the original shots. I'll go through those at a separate time. That will wrap it up for this week's closet clean out video. I hope this gave you some motivation and inspiration to get some cleaning or decluttering done of your own. Stay tuned on my channel for more moving, decluttering, packing, and cleaning content. We'll definitely have an influx of that coming up in the next couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more on a weekly basis, and I will see you in the next one.